NFL Week 8 is here, and you're watching the 4 Ps. What is that? Parlays, player props, and predictions. In this video, 2 props, 2 parlays, and we're going to have a great time and make you guys some money. NFL Sunday. If you are new, my name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. As always, we start doing a recap of how we did the previous day. I don't want to. An 0-3 day. If you're seeing this, you're like, this guy's an idiot. We lost in agonizing fashion. We had our day 1 of our ladder challenge at Lil's SGP, missed by 3 yards for Jordan Addison. Then Aaron Jones, rushing and receiving, 95, missed by 2 yards. And then we had that plus 400, Aaron Jones and Kyron to have 25 rush yards in each half. I think Kyron missed by 1 yard, Aaron Jones by like 4 yards. Painful. 0-3 day. Just having that swing and that face mask not called really swung our whole day, and it was disgusting. But you know what? I'm bouncing back, and we're having a monster Sunday because you know what? We're out for revenge this week. We got a bunch of plays. Now in this video, you have a couple of them. I'll get into those in just 1 second. Later on Saturday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern time, I'll have another video with 5 more picks. I encourage you to go tap into that. It only takes 60 seconds for me to go through each of the picks. It's a really fun video. Hopefully you check it out, 6 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be linked down below and at the end of the video once it is live. If you're like Austin and you made it this far, Austin, I have no care in talking about props and stuff. Well, we talk about every single game on Sunday. That video is posted on Wednesday. I'll link it at the top of the description. Every money line, spread, total. Done really well on them this season. But you guys came here for the props. Like I said, last week, anytime touchdown parlay, these 3 fellas came through. Oh, they AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Kenneth Walker. Everyone cashed in the first half at like plus 9 something. This week, we have another one. And here they are. These gentlemen all need to find the end zone. They are Jamar Chase, J.K. Dobbins, and Kareem Hunt. Plus 476 on DraftKings. I wish it was better money, but hey, I'm going to pick the 3 guys I love, and I love all these guys getting to the end zone. We could maybe cash in the first half. I don't know. That'd be cool, but Jamar Chase is the 1 o'clock window. The other 2 are in the late window. So Jamar, go do your job early, and then we'll move on to 2 running backs in that late window. Plus 476 on DraftKings. We've been doing really well this season. I want to say FanDuel is plus 440. So, hey, I think that's a winner. Let's cash out another one. Now we need to dive into the props that we really like for these games. Today, I got 2 props, and I'll have an SGP as well. I forgot to note, Sleeper right now has a great offer out there for you. Not only will you get this Dak Prescott free square that I put over my face, but until Halloween, so obviously still active, you can get a 200% deposit match. Look, I'm kidding. That's like insane. You can deposit $100 and they'll give you double that, 200. So you have $300 to play with. Look, I don't normally promote Sleeper a ton because I don't have access in Florida for whatever reason, but Sleeper, pretty cool. Take advantage. Use code COS. You'll get that free square. Also have a link down below in the top of the description. Take advantage, take advantage, take advantage. Let's dive into the picks. First one, a guy that made his return last week. Nick Chubb of the Cleveland Browns over 12.5 rushing attempts, minus 108 on FanDuel. Obviously, there's some question marks here for the Browns, notoriously mostly at QB, as obviously Deshaun Watson out for the season, Dorian Thompson-Robinson out, and incoming Jameis Winston. Now, we haven't seen Jameis Winston really start a ton in the past few seasons, but it can't be worse than those other 2 fellers. So hopefully Jameis can keep them active and in this game. Now, last week we saw Chubb return from his long injury, recovery, if you will. In his first game back, Chubb's 11 rush attempts. The other running backs accounted for 5 total, 52 pass attempts. In the first half, they had 1 drive last longer than 4 plays, and his last rushing attempt was with 4 minutes and 29 seconds left in the third quarter. I'm not the Browns play caller, and they have a new Browns play caller. And this team, sure, they've been a disappointment, but they've been really pass happy. And it's hard, and you could argue the reason they're so bad is because they've been so pass happy. They don't have good QBs. And I like Jameis. I think he will do better than those guys. But I'm all asking for it from Mr. Jameis Winston. Make the easy throws, and let's just convert some third down so we can get some rush attempts for Nick Chubb. Look, this is just a team that has been absolutely terrible. I don't know why they keep throwing it 6 million times. I think eventually they're going to have to lean on the run, and Nick Chubb's their best running back. They're still down Jerome Ford. Nick Chubb should continue to get some work. Now you could argue two counterpoints. Why do I like this? Austin, I don't feel comfortable here. They could get blown out. That's true. They could get blown out by the Ravens. And 2, the Ravens don't have a really good rush defense. That's also true. But I don't know if the Ravens' rush defense is as good as people think it is. Last week, the Buccaneers had good success running the football. They had 24 rush attempts, despite trailing the whole game. And hopefully the Browns saw that and be like, all right, we can actually might have some success here. Nick Chubb, historically, very good runner against the Ravens. Obviously, that's previous years, pre-injury Chubb. But I still think they're going to lean a little bit on him a little bit more here. This team is not going to win games if we have Jameis Winston throwing it 45 times and we're running it 10 times. I don't think so. I think they need to get more towards the 18 to 25 rush attempts. And if they get there, I really think Chubb's going to be the guy that gets 13. I think they can keep this game close-ish. I really do think Nick Chubb goes over 12.5 rush attempts. I don't know how much of that game I will watch because the Browns football has been pretty disgusting this year. My second play is going to be a receptions play, and I have a little bit of a ladder taking him up another reception, and that is Demario Douglas of the New England Patriots over 3.5 receptions, minus 125 on Bet365, as well as I'm taking a quarter unit, so just 0.25, on him to get 5 receptions at plus 190. You could take him up to 6 if you're feeling bold. I don't hate that. If you're looking at his regular receptions line and you're like, Austin, this is a little bit too juiced, I don't mind parlaying that with, in the same game, Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams to get 25 yards. Those are free squares. They'll get that job done. Now, last week, people got burned by Douglas. And I don't know, something felt off about backing him in London. Maybe it was the projected rain, and that's why I didn't do it. Because the week prior to that, we backed him, and he easily cleared his line. But last week, what happened? Well, Demario Douglas got sick. He only played 20 snaps. I imagine he's feeling better this week. And prior to that game, he got sick. His previous 4 games, 7, 3, 6, and 6 receptions. Pretty good. That included a Thursday night game against the Jets, who he plays once again on Sunday. That's the game he had the 7 receptions, 2 of which came from Drake May on his only drive that he started. Obviously, Jacoby Brissett started that game. Then Drake May came in for that garbage time drive. Like, the Jets defense hasn't been great this season, and their rushing defense has not been great. I imagine they got to load the box and force someone on the outside to beat the Jets. And they don't really have any of the guys on the outside for the Patriots. In fact, really, they got their tight ends and Demario Douglas, who's kind of their slot guy, and he just runs around a bunch of short, average up the target throws, which is great for a receptions prop. I don't mind his over and receiving yards, but I think at the end of the day, you're going to see him get more targets. He should play plenty more snaps than he did last week, and he's going to be Drake May's number 1 target. The other guys have done really nothing all season long. Drake May is going to find Demario Douglas, and I think he finds him 4 times. Not the easiest matchup, but he should avoid some of the harder cornerbacks from the Jets. And like I said, he's running a bunch of short routes, so the Jets won't be hopefully too hard on him. They hopefully maybe get a couple screen passes as well. I like Demario Douglas over 3.5 receptions, but I also like the 5+ receptions for plus 190. Just a small sprinkle on that. You could take him for 6+ if you want to. I just like Demario Douglas a lot in this matchup. I like his receiving yards as well. My third and final play in this video, as I said, we'll have another video post at 6 p.m. on Saturday night with a bunch of other plays, with more plays than this video. But, you know, it is what it is. This one is going to be a 2-leg parlay. Davante Adams of the Jets, 40 receiving yards, and Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles, 40+ receiving yards, 40 apiece, minus 113 on FanDuel. Wish this was plus value. I didn't really check other books to see where they are. I like both of these guys for 50. And I like both their individual lines. I want to say Davante Adams is 60.5, 62.5. Devonta Smith is around 54 to 56.5. I think both of them can clear those respective lines. However, I feel like those lines can be a little bit sharp. Maybe you see Devonta Smith at 49 yards, and you need another catch from him. Maybe Davante Adams at like 55 yards. I think these guys are sure in to get 40, and that's why I'm putting them in a parlay. Now, last year, Devonta Smith, 2 games where he had 28 and 6 yards. The next week, Jalen Hurts made it a priority to get him the ball. He saw 78 yards with 9 targets, 44 yards with 11 targets. Now, why am I bringing up those random stats from last year? They have a new offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore and blah, blah, blah. Well, because last week, you and I had more yards than Devonta Smith. He had -2. I only know that because he was in the ladder challenge and he cooked that thing, but so did the Dolphins. So whatever, it's not his fault. I would be shocked if this Bengals, who the Eagles are playing the Bengals don't try to go out there and maybe double A.J. Brown, throw a safety over the top, try to stop the run, which has been better at stopping the run recently, given their health status on the defensive line. I think you're to see Devonta Smith one-on-one coverage all game long. He will have one-on-one, and I think Jalen Hurts will find him. Coming off a game where he had -2, you normally want to get those guys involved. I think you'll see some targets. We know Devonta Smith is a big play guy. I think he gets over 40 receiving yards. I like his regular over. I'm just taking him down to 40+. Like I said, I think he could easily clear 60+. Just always feels like a guy that's hovering in the 40s, and you need another catch in the 4th quarter. And hopefully he's already cleared 40 pretty quickly. And then finally, we had to talk about Davante Adams, the second leg of this parlay. Davante Adams in his Jets debut, 3 receptions, 9 targets, 30 yards. Don't even know if he had a catch in the second half against the Steelers. Him and Rodgers just weren't on the same page. We saw one route where Davante Adams made a cut and he kind of slipped. He probably would have caught that if he didn't slip, but Rodgers threw it to him. I think this is a good spot to back Davante Adams in a bounce back. Allen Lazard appears to be out. The Jets have some other guys they can throw into that third role, but no guys like Allen Lazard that you're going to see Rodgers trust as much on like a third down. So I think it's going to be a heavy Davante Adams game. I think Garrett Wilson gets his as well. If you talk about the Patriots, Their strength really honestly has been their secondary. Their rush defense has been terrible, but Gerard Mayo just called them all soft. So I imagine they load that box and try to stop Breece Hall. And instead, we'll see a lot of coverage, one-on-one, maybe man coverage against Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. You could argue Christian Gonzalez, the number one cornerback for the Patriots, will shadow Devontae Adams, but I counter with he hasn't shadowed anyone since week 5. And if he does shadow, that probably means they're not throwing a safety over the top. So you get one-on-one coverage for Devontae Adams. And look, if it's one-on-one, I trust Devontae to go out there and get it. In the previous week, whatever that was, week 3 or 4, when the Jets played the Patriots, Garrett Wilson was shadowed by Christian Gonzalez. And we saw Rodgers kind of avoid that. He was like, all right, I respect you. I'll avoid you. I don't necessarily know. I feel like that was a lot more, hey, I don't feel 100% on the same page with Garrett Wilson just yet. I'd be surprised if he sees one-on-one coverage with Devontae Adams. I don't think he cares who the heck's on him. It could be Charles Woodson. I think Aaron Rodgers will throw it his way. So I like 40 apiece for both of these two fellas. 40 receiving yards for Devontae Adams, 40 receiving yards for Devontae Smith. I think that's a win. That's going to be my third play in this video. Like I said, there's going to be a couple other videos on Saturday evening. Number one, it'll be our not 4 Ps. That's this video. Five props in 60 seconds. We're going to go through each of those rapid fire, talk about them. Hopefully have some more winners there. We have a couple ladder plays in that one as well. So I encourage you to check that out. We took a guy, we have a plus 400 over there. So go check that video out once it is live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Below that video, somewhere over here, you'll find my favorite best bets in terms of spreads, totals, money lines. I like to go through every single game, give you my thoughts on it. So if you're like, Austin, you're fading my team, what the heck? Go check that video out. And then we also have a ladder challenge play probably for day 1 on Sunday. So I'll probably post that Sunday morning. Either way, have a great day. Good luck on all your picks. Let's cash this anytime touchdown prop, and let's cash those 3 other plays as well. Good luck. Click those other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next. Oh, reminder, sign up for Sleeper. Use code COS. They'll get you that Dak Prescott free square and a 200% deposit match. Pretty crazy offer. Go check it out. Links in the description. Have a day. See you guys in the next one. Peace.